Helene here in Los Angeles. Always great to be joined by the one and only, the Underground King, Mr. Eddie Alvarez. Now, One Championship just wrapped up a huge press conference talking about the partnership with Amazon Prime. Talk about the significance and importance of that. Bring that over to North America.
Yeah, so like when I originally signed with One Championship, this was a discussion we had, and I feel like we sort of in the past year or two kind of spoke this into existence. We talked about coming to America, we talked about having a footprint here in the States, and then finally with Amazon Prime, I don't know if there's anything bigger right now. I'm a huge Amazon Prime guy, so like just to be on a network like that and then head it to the United States where we are, it's a great step forward in the right direction.
Definitely. And what do you think the North American fans can expect from One Championship when they make their Prime debut?
I think the Prime debut, I think for one, the thing that's different is if you're a big fan, if you were a fan of Pride back in the day, it's kind of nostalgic because the way they set up the audience, the way they set up the fighters in the beginning and announce them, it feels like old school Pride. It feels traditional martial arts, what it was in the beginning. So it's just a whole different feel, and it's a whole different way of fighting. And I think the fans will be blown back about like what they see in the value of production.
Definitely, and we know all the fans love you. They miss you. They last saw you compete in 2021. So what can we expect from Eddie Alvarez this year?
That's what I'm here in LA discussing, about like discussing, my future here and where our fights are going to be at, and we're going to have that discussion actually tonight. So we'll have some news coming hopefully. Are
there maybe any cities or states kind of starred that you would like to present to them?
Oh God, like if they were able to get here to the United States anytime soon, Philadelphia, of course, number one. We could sell out the Wachovia, the Lea Course, or anything down there, the Wells Fargo. We'd sell out Philadelphia, so that would be a dream come true of mine, a bucket list of mine there in Philadelphia, and be able to get a big super fight there.
Yeah, and ideally, would there be someone in mind to kind of make that super fight dream come true?
As far as opponent, I fought everyone. If I can just it's always putting someone in front of me who's going to, I don't know, get in my face and get a little bit violent with me. They're always the best guys because it takes two to tango, and that's what makes a good fight. So if I can get somebody who's dangerous, get somebody who gets in my face and maybe slaps me and wakes me up, we're going to be in for a good one.
And speaking of fighting so many people and having such an incredible resume that you have, two people that you fought recently kind of got in each other's face at a UFC event, Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier. Do you think that fight should happen?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't feel like is that fight happening? I don't know if it is. If it does, to be honest with you, so my thoughts on this fight is that Mike, if he used his wrestling, immediately I go to game planning who's going to win.
Who is?
So Mike has good dominant wrestling, really good top position. He's hard a guy to submit, and he's so strong on top. I think if he used that more often, he would dominate more fights and not be in these slugfests that he puts himself in. But he has that knockout power, and he's excited about it. So he tends to get in battles that are more 50-50 when they don't have to be. If he was a little bit more strategical and used his wrestling, I think he could dominate a guy like Dustin Poirier, and he could win that matchup pretty easily if he did that. Whether he's going to do that or not is up to him. You know what I mean? Whether he's going to take the easy path or take the entertaining path, that's up to him.
But you are the former UFC lightweight champion, and they will have a lightweight title fight in Abu Dhabi in October between Islam and Charles Oliveira. Who do you favor in that matchup?
Tough matchup. It's just hard for me not to see Makhachev manifest that dream that Khabib's dad had for him, Khabib has for him. I feel like as far as the whole Muslim nation, the support he has behind him, the lifelong dream, it's hard not to see that become realized. So in my eyes, I feel like regardless of matchup, regardless of anything, desire sometimes trumps any matchup, trumps any skill set, trumps anything. And I feel like the desire in Islam was probably just going to be too great, and it's in his home. I don't want to say his home country, but he's going to have that Muslim crowd for him.
And lastly, another matchup that just got made, Khamzat Chimaev and Nate Diaz. Were you surprised by that matchup at all?
No, I wasn't surprised. They were trying to make it in the beginning when they were getting Nate out of his contract. They were trying to make it in the beginning, and they finally got it done. I think Nate's tired of the back and forth. You know, we all been there with promotions. I've been there myself, where I was just like, "Hey, I'm done. Give me my last fight. Give me my last fight. I want to be free." And I feel like Nate's finally saying, "Give me my last fight. I want to be free." And they're like, "All right, well, this is your guy." And he's got an uphill battle against this guy. This guy potentially, the style matchup, if he goes ahead and wrestles Nate, could be really bad for Nate. But he showed in that Gilbert fight that he'll stand and bang. And I think if he does that, Nate can have an opportunity to put him away.
And on that note, do you have any advice for Nate Diaz, who this will be his last fight with the UFC and kind of going into that free agency?
Just come in with a chip on your shoulder, man. The job's not done. Free agency's just there, but you got to end it with a banger. Whether you win or lose that last fight, it doesn't matter. You're fucking, you're Nate Diaz, and you have a big value in the UFC, outside the UFC, wherever you go. So I wish him the best of luck. Every fighter who kind of is getting in that realm and wants to explore that, it takes a lot of courage to do it. So I'm for the fighter. Whether me and Nate had our run-ins, but I'm for the fighter at the end of the day. I hope he does well. I hope it works out for him.
Very classy words. And for all your fans who can't wait to watch your return here at One Championship, what would you like to let them know?
Thank you guys for always tuning in. I'm bringing it. The same way you're showing up. I'm showing up. We show up for each other, and keep putting on these shows.